Hey hockey fans, get ready to dive into the craziest moments ever witnessed in NHL history. From heart-stopping comebacks to head-scratching blunders, we're about to revisit the events that left fans speechless and glued to their screens.
You're gonna see that one time and time again!
So, hockey enthusiasts, buckle up for an unforgettable journey through the wildest moments the NHL has ever seen.
It's a penalty, what are you doing,
What is he thinking? Oh boy.
Number 1. Mystery own goal in overtime. This game went into overtime, which is already pretty intense. But things got even crazier when a player on one team took a shot. The puck bounced off something and went flying into his own net.
Murray there, and then it's in the net! The game is over!
Even his own teammates were confused. They thought the other team had scored.
That game to win. O'Reilly. Boyle shoots it as he goes to pass it behind the net.
This unexpected goal definitely changed the course of the game. Number 2. Borrowing a stick. This one's a strange situation.
Just don't expect it. Like, what just happened?
Alex Tuch gets into a bit of a pickle when his hockey stick gets stuck in the glass. Luckily, his teammate Chris Kreider is there to help. Instead of grabbing a spare stick, Kreider decides to borrow Tuch permanently. It's unclear if this is allowed, but Kreider definitely took some creative liberties in getting a new stick. Number 3. The most embarrassing miss. This one will leave you shaking your head. In a crucial moment, with the net wide open and only seconds left on the clock, player Patrick Stefan misses a completely empty net.
It's on a pass, Stefan steals and he'll ice it. Oh, at least I thought he was gonna until he blew it.
Commentators couldn't believe it, calling it the most embarrassing miss they'd ever seen.
Left. That's the most embarrassing thing I've seen on the National Hockey League ice.
Here's the twist. Originally, it seemed like Alex Hextall, not H-Sky, had pulled off an amazing play to tie the game for the Oilers with just 2 seconds left.
In front, Hemsky! Score!
But Stefan's shocking miss ended up stealing the show, and the win, for the other team. Number 4. Jumbotron crash in Buffalo. This story takes place in Buffalo during a game between the Sabers and the Bruins. It wasn't even game time yet, just after the teams finished their morning practice.
But the incident did postpone the game that was scheduled that night between the Sabers and Bruins.
Disaster struck when a cable snapped on the giant overhead scoreboard, sending the whole 40,000-pound thing crashing down onto the center ice. Luckily, no one was hurt because nobody was on the ice at the time. The crazy part? The Sabers had to play the next 2 weeks without their fancy scoreboard until they could get a new one. Number 5. The Sabers draft a fake player. Believe it or not, the Buffalo Sabres once drafted a player who didn't even exist.
Why don't we draft somebody strange? And him like, so what do you mean? I don't know. And well, how about a Japanese player?
Apparently, the team's front office got bored during the long draft and decided to have some fun at everyone's expense. They made up a fake Japanese player named Taro Tsujimoto and drafted him in the 11th round.
I was upstairs studying. My dad sat at the bottom of the stairs and called me for dinner. And he said, "Hey, I got a call from the Sabres."
The joke went on for a while, but eventually they had to come clean and admit Taro wasn't real. Number 6. John Scott, the All-Star Cinderella story.
It's Nikita Kucherov scores! Everybody wanted to have at least one sip with John Scott, and there is a time goal.
The NHL All-Star Game is usually a showcase for the league's most skilled players.
Boykin, Forsberg, drafted.
Finds the trailing Jenner. He scored in the opener. He scores again.
But in 2016, something unexpected happened. Fans got to vote for who played in the game for the first time, and they decided to have some fun. John Scott, a 33-year-old enforcer known more for his fighting skills than his scoring prowess,
As soon as the puck was dropped, they were doing some talking and saying, let's get it going, and they're going to try and get it on.
became the target of a hilarious online campaign. Fans all over the world rallied behind Scott, showering him with votes. The NHL wasn't thrilled, but the votes spoke for themselves. John Scott, a player with only 5 career goals, found himself named the captain of the Pacific All-Star team. Nobody expected much from Scott, but he surprised everyone. He wasn't afraid to shoot the puck, and amazingly, he even scored 2 goals. His team went on to win the entire All-Star tournament, and Scott was named the most valuable player.
John Scott picks it up. Congratulations to the Pacific Division.
This incredible story showed the power of fan support and proved that sometimes even underdogs can have their day in the spotlight. Number 7. The longest NHL game ever.
The Eastern Conference Finals, the game went into quadruple overtime. Holland, this one ended about 2 a.m.
Clear chance, scores! Matthew Tkachuk!
Most hockey fans expect a game to last around 3 hours. But on a seemingly ordinary Thursday night, a matchup between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers turned into an epic battle of endurance.
Tkachuk in front, right on a shot, top shelf, he scores a power play goal!
The score was tied after regulation time, sending the game into overtime. One overtime period turned into 2, then 3, and then, unbelievably, even a 4th. The fans in the arena were exhausted. Some were even caught sleeping in their seats. But the players on the ice battled on, desperately trying to break the deadlock. Finally, after a grueling 4 overtimes and over 6 hours of total game time, Matthew Tkachuk of the Hurricanes managed to score the winning goal at a staggering 2:12 a.m.
Slavin can't clear chance, scores! Matthew Tkachuk!
This incredible game holds the record for the longest NHL game ever played, and it will undoubtedly be a story that hockey fans talk about for years to come. Number 8. Instant karma for a taunting fan.
Who was sitting right on the glass started to heckle me and just started calling me some names and that I really can't say on TV.
Sometimes, fans forget that the players they taunt are real people. This Avalanche fan learned that lesson the hard way during a game against the Carolina Hurricanes, when Steve Sullivan, a player for the Hurricanes, got hit in the face with a high stick. A nearby Avalanche fan decided to add insult to injury by mocking him. Little did this fan know, karma was about to come knocking. Later in the game, a shot from the ice went flying over the glass and landed right on the head of the same taunting fan.
This is the same fan who was giving Sullivan a hard time.
The crowd erupted in cheers, and the fan was left stunned and probably a little worse for wear. This incident serves as a reminder that respect goes a long way, even at a hockey game. So there you have it, folks. Just a taste of the many wild moments that make NHL history so much fun to relive. From incredible athletic feats to hilarious mishaps, hockey is a sport that never fails to surprise us. What are some of your favorite wild moments in NHL history? Leave a comment below and let's discuss. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more hockey content. And hey, if you enjoyed this look back at some crazy moments, share it with your friends who love hockey too. The more, the merrier, especially when it comes to celebrating the wild world of the NHL. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.